All right, team, we have the rope walk-ups. Now, there's gonna be multiple variations based on how difficult or easy this is. Something we wanna kind of show in the very beginning is actually how you end, because this is a really good way to measure where your feet should start. Now, noticing Sarah has her arm nice and long, that's that kind of final touch position, but more importantly, notice how she is just nice and upright, and so is the rope, both perpendicular to the ground. Too often we notice people will start underneath the anchor point of the rope, but that sets them to finish at kind of a weird angle. So it seems normal in the beginning, but it makes you end kind of weird and relying on the rope to kind of hold you up this way. So this is where your feet should be, directly underneath the rope. At this point, Sarah can now kind of squat down to lay down and just kind of walk her way down. So on the rope walk up, it does officially start on the ground. Now we're gonna kind of go through the easiest all the way up to the hardest variations on this. The first variation is, you notice Sarah has her knees bent, all right? Gets you closer to the rope, and she's gonna actually sit up as she pulls and then stand as she walks up to a nice full extension. Now you're not done. Just like when your chin's over the top of a pull-up bar, you don't just hop off. You do need to finish the rep by going back down, back to the floor. Now, perfect. The next one is gonna be introduce a little more of your body weight a little farther away from the anchor point, therefore making a little greater stress. Is Sarah's now gonna have long legs, but still kind of do a sit-up motion as she pulls and then walk her way up, maintaining nice long legs the whole time. You can always catch your breath at the top and then descend the rope back the same way. Now, finally, the hardest variation is we're gonna try to keep our legs long, but also try not to sit up at the hips as best we can. A few points of performance is tight stomach, tight bum, and then tight quads. All right, when we create tension, it's easier to move ourselves. Sarah's crushing it, but you can notice it's a little more difficult, and then we're gonna lower the same way. Be very mindful that about right here, you're not done. You still wanna control your back to the floor and not just assume it's close. Drop your hands off the rope and smash yourself into the floor. So that is gonna be the rope walk up, starting on the ground, going to the top, and back down is one rep, all right? So find out what variation suits you best, bent knees and hips, locked out knees, bent hips, or try to stay nice and long in that plank hollow position, all right? Great job.